Your Money, brought to you by the Welch Group.
There are several tax breaks inside the big beautiful law that could put money back in your pocket.
Our Jonathan Skinner sat down with financial expert Jay McGowan to break down what's in it and how it could impact you.
Well, the big beautiful bill is now law, and there may be certain tax breaks that you might not be aware of, and that's why we're bringing in Jay McGowan, financial expert with the Welch Group, to talk a little bit about this. Jay, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
So what do people need to know specifically about these potential tax breaks in the law?
Yeah, so the big beautiful bill, obviously it's been a big topic of conversation over the last several weeks, months. I think the first place to start is this will impact everybody. Is the big beautiful bill maintains the current tax bracket. So at the end of this year, it was set to sunset back to the pre-2017 rates, which were less favorable to taxpayers. So the big beautiful bill extended the current tax brackets indefinitely. So that will help everybody. And it also maintained that larger standard deduction. So, you know, it's $15,000 or for individuals, $30,000 for a married filing joint. That's a big deal for a lot of taxpayers. And that maintains that large level going forward. Speaking on the standard deduction, one of the provisions in the big beautiful bill was also for people over the age of 65. There is now an additional $6,000 in deductions that you can take against income if you're over the age of 65. And now that is in addition to the standard deduction and the previous over 65 and or blind deduction. You got a couple extra $1,000 already. Okay. This adds to that. Now, the caveat to that is there is a phase out, and that'll become a familiar phrase among these topics. So if you make over $75,000 in adjusted gross income as a single taxpayer or $150,000 as a married filing joint taxpayer, that $6,000 deduction starts to reduce once you get over those thresholds. So for higher income earners, you may lose some of that benefit. There was a lot of conversation about how Social Security would be taxed if they would not tax Social Security. There's no provision in the big beautiful bill that prevents or limits taxation on Social Security, but I think they put this in there to kind of help some of the older Americans who are relying on Social Security. So that helps them, but again, the phase outs do apply.
And so there are also some effects for tips and overtime as well?
Exactly, yeah, tips and overtime, that was a big topic of conversation going into it. So the bill states that the first $25,000 of tips and the first $12,500 of overtime wages are now not taxable. Again, there is a phase out of these amounts as well. So if you're a single taxpayer making over $150,000 in adjusted gross income or $300,000 married filing joint, that benefit starts to diminish. But assuming you're under those thresholds, you will get that benefit whether you itemize your deductions or not.
Let's talk a little bit about the car loan deduction.
Yeah.
As well. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so car loan, interest on car loans has never really been deductible against your income taxes. In the big beautiful bill now, up to $10,000 per year for new domestically produced vehicles that you use for personal use can be deducted against your income. Now that is for loans that are taken out between 2025 and 2028. So it has to be new domestically manufactured vehicles, but that could be a big deal. Now again, common theme, there is a phase out on this as well. And so that is $100,000 for single taxpayers or $200,000 for married filing joint.
Absolutely. So a lot of things to discuss financially when it comes to this big, beautiful bill. If you have any more questions, make sure to reach out to Jay or anyone else with the Welch Group, or of course also watch our show here at 4 p.m. every Tuesday. You can check it out or on the WAFF.com website.